Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video on some liquid eyeshadows and a little bit of compare and contrast for them. I have some notes and let's just jump in. So my notes are over here and I have my coffee back there. Oh, I might, reach for it a few times. So I did some drugstore and some high-end options. High-end I have Better London, Stila, and Cover FX, and for drugstore I have Essence, Elf, ColourPop, and Hard Candy. The first one I want to talk about is Elf. So this is the Elf product that I used. I got this free. Actually, it came at just the right time. I got it free with purchase from Elf, and I was super excited to receive it because I knew I was doing this video and I knew that I could then use it as one of the items that I compared. So just to baseline all of this, I did use my Urban Decay Primer Potion on my eyes with every single one of these. I put my makeup on at 6 a.m. every single morning and I took it off at 10 p.m. every single night. So we're talking about 16 hours of wear time in between, right? Yeah. So we're bad math. So we're talking about 16 hours of wear time. That was the baseline for all of these. So this guy is a beautiful color. I have it in the color Brushed Copper. Like I said, it was free to me from Elf. This is the standalone color, just swatched out. I will say that this didn't last very long on my eyes. It maybe 2 hours. And then it was completely gone. Like, it looked like it had just lifted all of the other shadows that I had on my eyes underneath it as well right off. I had like this blank space, and I believe I have a before and after picture of this shadow. Some of these I do, some of these I do not. What I would say is that maybe you could wear this as a highlight. I think that it is a beautiful color and it would be a great highlight, but it totally disappears on your eyes. I went online and looked at a lot of the reviews for this product, and there were so many that said beautiful, 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 like wore all day, 16-hour wear time. I am here to tell you this does not have a 16-hour wear time. I do not have oily lids. I do have watery eyes because of my allergies. Like this eye today is watering like crazy. It's driving me nuts. It's ruining my makeup, which I was pretty proud of because I look like a fairy today, or a mermaid, or I don't know exactly what I was going for, but it's beautiful. And I'm going to thank my friend Lisa I for telling me a great way to use the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, because that is what's on my eyes today, and I think it turned out really well. I would also say that this might work well as a primer, but the fact that I put it on and I feel like it took all the makeup off my eyes within a couple of hours tells me that it probably wouldn't work well as a primer, but it is boasted on the website as being a primer as well. The tube amount in this is 0.09 ounces or 2.6 grams, which is a decent size. It costs $4, which is amazing for a liquid eyeshadow. It is cruelty-free and vegan because it is from Elf, and it comes in 6 different shades. This one is, these are called the Aqua Beauty Molten Liquid Eyeshadows, and they're boasted as a liquid eyeshadow, but I just don't feel like it did well. The doe foot on this guy is not difficult to use. It is a slanted doe foot like you would get from like a lip gloss. It's not difficult to use at all. It's super easy to apply. It felt nice on the skin as far as my eye, but it does have kind of a little bit of a cooling effect. So if you don't know that, which I didn't initially, if you don't know that, you might think that your skin is having a reaction to it, but it's just kind of a cooling effect, which is actually nice, but might be part of the reason why it doesn't last very long. It is a really pretty shade. It is easy to get out of the tube. There is no glitter in it whatsoever. It's just a really pretty shimmery color. I really feel like it would do well as a highlight, but I have not tried it as a highlight. I'd be interested to see if it lasted as a highlight any longer than it lasted as an eyeshadow. The next one I have is the ColourPop Supernova Shadows. Dropped it. Hold please. And the color I have in this is Lucky Penny, which is kind of funny because it's white, and for Lucky Penny I would think it would be like a copper color, but it's not. This guy was still on my eyes at 10 p.m., but it was completely different than it was when I first put it on. And I believe I have a before and after picture of this one as well. It is so pretty going on. It is just this really nice sheer formula that's got like this blue-pink shift to it. It is so pretty. It goes from like purple to pink to white to blue. I don't know if you guys can see the shifting in here, but it is beautiful when it goes on. And once it's on, it doesn't really budge. It dries down really easily. You have to work with it rather quickly if you want to blend it out, because it is a formula that dries rather quickly. The cost of it is $7. It does have 8 shades in this. They are called the ColourPop Supernova Shadows. It is a super microfine glitter. I don't know if you guys can see that in here, but whereas the one on top, the e.l.f. one, is just a shimmery shadow, this one does have a super microfine glitter in it. The tube amount on this one is 0.17 ounces or 4.7 grams. This is full size, so it's quite a bit more product than you're getting in the e.l.f. one for a few more dollars. The doe foot on this guy is flat. It's not exceptionally hard to work with, but it's not exceptionally easy either, if that makes any sense. I find that this works better if you put some on and then take a brush or your finger and shear it out. But with that application, you are going to get a much more sheer than this application of the color. And you might have been going for a little more opaque. It does build up, but once it's built up, it does tend to look a little cakey. So I'm not sure if you want to build it up. Good grief. So, I forgot where I was. I kept dropping the stupid thing. So it can be built up, but if it's built up, it does become a little bit cakey, and I'm not really sure that that's the look that I was going for or that you would be going for. I find that if you put it on the back of your hand like I did here, only in a little more, with a little more product on there, use your finger to tap it on and then use a brush to make it more opaque, that works a little better. But like 2 applications of it would probably be the most that you could get out of it in one try without it looking super awful. It is really, really good as a topper, but not amazing as a color itself. Let me know if you have a different color of this and have a different opinion, because I love ColourPop. Everything on my eyes today is ColourPop. I love ColourPop, but this was not a standalone liquid eyeshadow for me, and I really wish it had been. And before, it was a beautiful eyeshadow. It was really opaque. It looked beautiful, and then after, it just became a completely different thing on my eyes. It was super patchy. It was more pink than it was the iridescence of this. So, like, it does have that pinkiness to it, but, like, it just solidified into a pink mess on my eyes by the end of the night. It was there, I'll give it that, but it was different. So, the next one I reviewed is this Essence Metal Shock Eyeshadows, and you guys, These are pretty fabulous. These guys lasted all day. They didn't crease. They look great. There was no flaking, or minimal flaking, I should say, because when I first put them on and started to blend them out, there was a little bit of flakiness, but other than that, there was none. These are amazing, and they're really, really opaque. So I got 2 shades. This is the shade Supernova, and it is just so green and super, super finely milled glitters in there. They are just, they're amazing. They're really good. They lasted all day. They were very opaque. I think I have a before and after of this one as well. It did move a little tiny bit, but not a lot. The full size tube amount for this guy is 0.11 ounces. That is a full size, so that is a little bit less than you get in the ColourPop one, but a little bit more than what you're getting in the e.l.f. one, and it retails for $4.99. So just 99 cents more than the ColourPop one for 0.02 ounces more. And this one has 7 shades in its range. I have 2 of them. I will probably be buying the other 5 because they're really inexpensive and they work really well. I almost like those as much as, or not better, but as much as I like the Stila and the Cover FX. You get a flat and tapered doe foot with this guy, so it is flat and tapered to a point so that you can get under your eyes with it too, in your lower lash line without a problem. The one thing I hate about this is when you use it, like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's really hard to get it in and out of its thing. So all of these things with doe foots have little stoppers at the top that help you from getting way too much product, right? And if you take those stoppers out, you can get a lot more product. However, that's not as easy as some people make it out to be. I did that today with this guy because I'm running low. I do have a backup, but I took the stopper out of this guy today, and that was the most difficult process I've went through in quite some time. So it's not as easy as they claim. But with that being said, that stopper is super tight to that doe foot. It's almost like that doe foot's shoulders are too big to get through. It's really funny because they want to keep you from getting too much product and wasting, but at the same time, that one you almost have to like double dip or triple dip to get enough product because of it. It works really well if you put it on and then shear it out with your finger and then put on another layer. That tends to give it a little bit more opacity, but that product is opaque without having to do 2 or 3 layers. You can just one swipe and done. And with the doe foot the way it is, it makes it really easy to cut a crease with it or get in the lower lash line, which I found was really difficult with the other ones that I used. The next one I have is this Hard Candy one. It is a Hard Candy Glitterazzi Liquid Sparkler. So this one isn't necessarily boasted as just a liquid eyeshadow. It's not. It is actually boasted as a liquid sparkler, so and you can use it anywhere. You can use it on your eyes, on your lips, as a highlight. I picked this one up because I absolutely loved the packaging of this. This is the color right here, and the color. So it comes in a box, and if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it up here. It comes in a box that's got glitter on 3 sides of it, and then like this sits in a little window, and it's just a beautiful packaging. Like they really reel you in with the packaging of this guy. And the top of it looks a lot like Kat Von D's Studded Kiss lipsticks, which I thought was really cool too. This one, it's called a liquid sparkler because you can use it anywhere on your body, which is a perk of this product because on your eyes it is super patchy, it travels quite a bit, and it's super messy and super sheer. Like you can swatch it out really well. It swatches really well. But when you put it on your eyes, and I may have a before and after for this one as well. If I do, I'll put it in here. When you put it on your eyes from the beginning, it's really patchy. I think it might work better with a flat brush, like put it on the back of your hands, put it on the brush, and then brush it on instead. It is a beautiful topper to your lipsticks, though. Beautiful topper to your lipsticks. It is best, however, over shadows as a topper on your eyes as well. The cost of this one is $6. There are 7 shades in this Glitterazzi liquid sparkler. It is a super, super fine glitter as well, so there's not going to be a whole lot of like chunky glitter fallout with it. Its package size is 0.10 ounces, which is a little deceiving because this package is huge compared to, say, even, you know, the ColourPop one or the e.l.f. one. It is really big compared to both of those, but the package is just super bulky on it. So it's got less than the ColourPop. It's got less product in it than the Essence one, which is half of its size. So 0.10 ounces or 2.7 grams. The product is in beautiful packaging, but there is a lot of space in this packaging. I don't know if you can see that. The doe foot on it is really easy to use. It is flat, like so many of the other doe foots. I mean, it's super easy to use. It's not hard to get out. It's not like the stopper in there is trying to prevent you from using too much of the product. This guy can be layered on top of itself to have a more opaque look, but you have to let this product dry down completely before doing that. And it's not a real quick dryer. Its dry time is probably a minute and a half. I will typically use like the top of one of my containers and close my eyes and, you know, fan it really, really briskly to get it to a point where it's dry enough that I can put another coat on top of it. Swatching it is just beautiful, but on the eyes it doesn't. I was not very happy with this product. What I can say about it is because it's not a quick dryer, because it doesn't dry as quickly as some of the other ones, it's really easy to blend. So you can put some on, blend out the edges, and then put some more on once that's dried out a little bit. The more sheer your application, the less time it takes to dry, so the more you can tap on top of it. I only tried like 3 coats of it at once, so I don't know how many coats you could get to before it looks cakey, but I did use 1 coat in one instance and it was just awful, so I tried 3 coats another time and it didn't look cakey, but it felt heavy, if that makes any sense. So the next one I want to talk about I got in a BoxyCharm, and it is the Cover FX Shimmer Veil, and mine is in the color Amethyst. I love this, and this also is one of those products that you can use anywhere. So this is it on the back of my hand right here. That is the Amethyst one. And this guy lasted all day long, and it looked like it looked when I applied it 16 hours later when I took it off. There was no movement of it. It did not crease, and I really actually was kind of afraid that I wasn't going to be able to get it off because it didn't budge. It didn't budge at all. But it came off really easily with my eye makeup remover. It is super pigmented, super opaque, but it dries super quickly as well. So you need to work fast with this guy if you plan on blending anything into it. I do know that it felt a little heavy at first when it first dried onto my eyes, but after that it didn't feel heavy, if that makes any sense. So when it first dried onto my eyes, as I was trying to blend it out, it felt like I could just chunk it off, which is gross to even think about, but I couldn't. It didn't come off at all. This tube size is 0.14 ounces and it costs $28. It is the most expensive of the items that I tried, but I did get it free in a BoxyCharm. While I say that, this has 6 shades and I want to go get the other 5 shades. I am not spending $28 a piece on them, so I will wait until they are on sale, which happens often, or I will just, you know, purchase them one at a time until I have all 6. I love the formula of this. The doe foot on this guy is slanted and like lip gloss, like that one on the e.l.f. guy is super easy to use. It blends beautifully if you work quickly. It is great for a one swipe cut crease as well. It's just super pretty. I love it. It is probably my favorite of all of the higher end ones, but it has a real limited shade range. I do love that you can use it anywhere though. The next one I have is the Stila Glitter and Glows. So we're all very familiar with this, and I have 3 of the minis that I picked up not long ago from Sephora. That guy also lasted all day on my eyes. It lasted the entire 16 hours, and it looked just like I had applied it when I took it off 16 hours later. It is a little bit more chunky than the rest of them. You'll see that. But so pretty. So pretty. That is it right there. I don't know if you guys can see the glitter in there. It is a little more chunky than, say, that one right there or that one right there. Do you guys see the difference? This one is chunky but not messy. It does take quite a bit to dry. It's not like a hard candy one that takes forever to dry, but it does take quite some time to dry. I have a little bit of hooded eye-ness going on here, so I have to use my top thing to fan myself or sit there with my eyes closed for like ever. But because it takes forever to dry, it's really super easy to blend it into other colors, which I find something of a perk, right? So a full-size tube is 0.15 ounces, which is a little bit bigger than these guys. They are square, which is a little bit different than any of them, and they are $24. You can get the glitter and glows come in 17 shades, or you can get the shimmer and glow, which comes in 11 shades, and the shimmer and glow is a lot more like, they're a lot more like this e.l.f. color here with 0 glitter, just a lot of shimmer and a lot of pretty. I just have 3 of the glitters, so they are $24 a piece. I don't find that to be a bad deal, but I did get all 3 of my minis, which are just slightly half of the size of these guys, for $25. And I feel like if you use them like they're meant to be used and not like pack it on, like those could last you forever because you don't need a lot. There is not much fallout for these guys. For as chunky as they are, there's not much fallout for the Stila glitters. And like I said, they blend beautifully. The doe foot on these guys is flat, like most of the other ones, very flat doe foot. They're simple to get in and out of the tube, and they just are really super beautiful. They're just really pretty. The last one I have to talk about is this Butter London Glazing Eye Gloss, and I have it in the color Unicorn. This is quite a bit different than the other ones, but still a liquid eyeshadow. It is more of like a jelly, though, so kind of strange. It's very strange to look at. I have used this several times. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's quite a bit of usage out of here. I have the color Unicorn, which I think is beautiful, and I'm going to put that, give you guys a little bit of a swatch. So this is what it looks like. It's more sheer than any of the other ones, but it's very buildable. It did last the full 16 hours on my eyes. I don't think I have a before and after of this guy. I think it comes in 4 or 5 different colors. It is a little, It's bouncy, jelly-like texture. It has a dry powder finish, unlike some of the other liquid eyeshadows that I was looking into. It's very crease resistant, and because it's more sheer than the other ones, I find that it's pretty creaseless. I wore it once with multiple applications on top of each other, and it did crease a little bit, but not a lot. Other than that, it is very buildable, and it can go from super sheer like this to super bold like this. It can be as opaque as you want it to be or as sheer as you want it to be without a lot of effort. It also is buildable easily, which is not something some of these other ones are. It boasts a product within it that conditions your skin and helps to prevent dry eyelids, which some liquid eyeshadows do. Some liquid eyeshadows will dry out your eyelids, and initially my thought process on that is I have super dry eyelids in the first place, so putting one of those products on my eyes was going to hurt. It didn't, I will say that, but this one really helped. I felt like at the end of the day, after it sat on my eyelids all day long, like there literally was no problem getting it off, but my eyelids also felt a little moisturized. I do not have oily eyelids. They are super, super dry, so I worry about that sometimes. It's regular, full size, which this is. Its full-size container contains 0.19 ounces of product in this little tiny guy, which is more than you're receiving in a lot of those other ones, and it's beautiful. What I'm looking at right now is on the Ulta website. It does only have 4 shades in there, and my shade is not one of them. I maybe got an LTO. I did get it on sale for $10 during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I don't know if you guys watched that video. If you didn't, I'll link it up here in the cards, but they're worth the $24 that they cost full size, full price. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. That's all I have for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It does really help that you watch the video and give thumbs up and subscribe. I hope that you'll want to subscribe to my channel on your way out. I do post pretty consistently. My videos go up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or Sunday, and sometimes you get a bonus video in there as well. I hope that you want to subscribe because it would mean the absolute world to me for you to do so, and I really love watching this YouTube family of mine grow. I really do love y'all so much and appreciate that you choose to spend moments of your day with me when I know that you absolutely don't have to do that. So don't forget that I love you guys, and I look forward to hearing from you. Please put in the comments the liquid eyeshadows that you've tried and those that you're maybe going to try based on the video that I've given you today. I worked really hard on this, and I hope that you've learned something. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, guys, bye.